All right. This story, I didn't know if I wanted to tell. Because it has to deal with me and the typical girls and money and wrong decisions, bad decisions. But I feel like a lot of men can learn from this, and women too. So I'm gonna tell my piece.
Kevin Samuels will be proud of you for telling this.
I'm gonna tell my piece. I've learned a lot from this, but this is the time when doing too much goes wrong.
If you tell him what I think,
Yeah.
I think the other title better.
Which one?
What you said with Drake in it.
This is when I don't even know how to title that.
This is when Drake stole my girl.
Nah, Drake ain't steal my girl. He tried to. All right, fuck it. Shut up, Rome. Drake stole my girl. Drake tried. Damn it, man. I don't want to say that.
All right, say what you want to say.
Man.
Say what you want to say. I'll start it from here.
I don't know what to say now because that is a good title. I just don't want to say it. just write it then.
Why don't you say this is the time I think Drake took my girl?
I ain't think I know.
I know what I'm saying. It is funny.
You just put the title. I just don't want to say it. You just put it right there.
All right, we're going to put the title.
Jeez, man. All right, so I'll start the story where I'm dating this. I'm talking to this girl, okay, and this girl so happened to be in Toronto. And when I started talking to her, and how we met through Instagram, obviously, a few pictures liked here and there. Next thing you know, we in DMs. Next thing you know, we on the phone. So I'm talking to her. I realize she's from Toronto. I'm asked, so as soon as you hear Toronto, especially at this time, at any time, I mean now even, you automatically think Drake. Rom, you can answer too if you want. Pay attention. When you hear Toronto, you automatically think
Drake.
This nigga wrong, man. Anyway, so.
Oh, I thought you said to pay attention to the story.
Oh, I wanted you to chime in that last time. All right, next time you get it.
You get it. It's over for you.
All right.
I got you.
All right, thank you, Cam.
Drake.
There you go. So I didn't really want to say anything, but it kind of came up, and I was like, "Oh yeah, haha, Drake." She was like, "Yeah, yeah." I was like, the tone was kind of sounded familiar. Sounded like you say something about somebody, and then somebody knows somebody. You'd be like, "Yeah, that person." They'd be like, "Yeah, yeah." You'd be like, "Why you say it like that?" I know him. Oh, okay. Next thing I know, okay, I find out they used to date. So I'm like, okay, listen, if I'm Drake, I'm in a place like what I've heard from. I've never been in Toronto, but I heard it's small. It's a small city. Everybody knows each other. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like if I'm Drake, I'm dating everybody that's pretty too. And this girl was really pretty. So I was like, I get it. But I was like, okay, that's in the past, right? So me and this girl start talking. We get to know each other. I'm really starting to like her. So she comes to LA. And it was like during Thanksgiving. And we spent Thanksgiving together, took her around to, the people's place, the homies, some family. And it was just a good time. We had a great time. We had a great, week, whatever. Everything was smooth. Dropped her back at the airport after a week. And it was a good time. And I remember being on man, that was I liked that visit. She was cool. Everything was good. And probably a month later, we had done the New York show. We had done the show at the Gramercy. We had done this pilot for Fox. We were doing a lot. We had just dropped our Comedy Central show. We were rolling a little bit. And then I had got booked for this while she was actually visiting me in LA, I had got booked for this thing with ADD. And they were paying me a good daily rate for almost 7 days they wanted me to shoot for. So I was like, bet, I was ready to do it, get that cash and, just be active, but get that cash. So I took the gig, and then I took her home. On the first day of my gig, I had to take her back to the airport. And then after she left, I did all this work, this acting gig for this ADD thing, right? So, how, if y'all don't know, LA, you do something 1 month, you don't get paid till a couple months later, right? So I did this project when she was here, and then when we got back from New York and all this stuff, we done did about seasons worth of work. This check was supposed to start coming in somewhere around here for me. But during all this stuff, I had a death in the family. My grand aunt passed away. She was actually a very close aunt of mine. Even though she was my grand aunt, we were very close. So, but she was older, so she passed away. So my mom called me while we were in New York and said, "You have to come back to Miami, come to the funeral." So I was like, "All right." So I'm still waiting on this check, and I didn't really have. I don't think I had. No, I'm still waiting on this check, right? And but I still had some money, so I booked the flight to Miami. But I knew this check was coming, so I didn't even have that much money left. But I knew this check was coming, so I just booked the flight, and I was like, "I'll be good. The check is gonna come any day now." And the check didn't come, and it was time. It was time to go to Miami, and I already had booked my flight. But I was like, "All right, I gotta figure this out because I needed to hit while I'm in Miami because I was going to Miami for a while too. I didn't book a return flight, so." I hit up the people at the company. I was just like, "Hey, when y'all send it, can y'all send it to my house, my address in Miami?" And they were like, "Okay, bet." They were no problem. So I was like, "Bet." So I'm getting ready to go to Miami the next morning. Rome, you got something to do with this story too. I don't know if you remember. So I'm getting ready to go to Miami the next morning. So the night before, and I think I was doing something. I think I was shooting like during that night too. So the night before, I tell Rome, I'm like, "Rome, hey, can you take me to the airport tomorrow?" No. I asked him, "Can he wake me up tomorrow?" Because I was like, "Yeah, bro, I gotta get to the airport early." I was like, "If you don't hear from me at this point, come wake me up." And Rome was like, "All right, bet." So I go to bed. I wake up. Huh? The hell? I look at my clock. I'm supposed to be at the airport at like 10:15. It's 9:30. No call from Rome. I call Rome. I was like, "Rome, what happened?" I didn't know you. I thought you said if I ain't hear from you." He said something. I was like, "What?" He's like, my bad. I was like, and I'm still half asleep. My mind is in a daze. I'm like, "Fuck, man," and I can't miss this flight. I gotta go because of the funeral was coming up.
You should have asked me. I've been waking up my dad since 7.
I know.
To the airport.
So I'm going, like, my heart's beating. Now I'm mad at myself because it's like, fuck, man, I spent this money. I'm gonna miss this flight. So I called my mom. And I was like, "Mom, I don't know if I'm gonna make it." And I'm crying too, cause I'm like hurt, man. Cause I feel like I'm letting my family down. I feel like, and also they wanted me to speak at the funeral too. I didn't even mention that. So they wanted me to speak at the funeral. So I feel like I'm letting my family down. I feel like me being like a little irresponsible is letting my family down, and I'm letting my mom down. So I'm kind of like heartbroken. And she's like, Mikey, don't stop the foolishness, man. Don't worry about it. I booked the flight. I was like, "Oh, Mom, that's why I heard, what's that song? Mama, I love you. I love you. I love you. Like, this was one of those moments where it's like, damn, man, she came through. It's how I felt. Because her voice was just so comforting at the time. I was so stressed. She's like, "Don't worry about it, man. Stop the foolishness." So that's how Jamaican parents comfort you. They yell at you, but it's like coming from love. So I'm like, "Man, thank you, Mom." So she booked another flight. Sorry, "Cam, can you take me to the airport?" So he's like, "Yeah." So while I was getting ready to go to the car to go to the airport, I think you also, Cam, brought out the hard drive to Body Roll. Oh yeah, we were shooting Body Roll the night before. Cam brought out the hard drive to Body Roll. He was like, "Oh, Mike, you editing this still, right?" I was like, Yeah. So I take the hard drive and I'm just like, I look at my suitcase. I'm just like, I open the suitcase. I just throw it in the suitcase, zip it up, out. You're in a rush, right? So we go into the airport. We get to the airport. I make the flight, check my bag and make the flight, all that stuff. So get off the flight. I'm home now. I'm talking to my mom. I'm outside. So this is like my first time back home as a smoker, right? So it's like I just started smoking weed like this year. This year, I was like 27 at the time. So this is my first time I started smoking weed. So now I'm back home, and I want to smoke some weed. I'm getting a little itch. So I called somebody I knew, my boy who I knew smoked, and he brought me some. And I went outside and I very nervously went and smoked. So I'm out there smoking, talking to my homegirl from Toronto, who I'm talking to at the time, telling her like, yeah, I'm out here, I'm gotta go to his funeral. She's like talking, consoling me and all this stuff. So I'm like, yeah, but I'm about to go back inside now. I'll call you later. I'll call you, She's like, okay, bye. So I get off the phone. I go to open my door, my front door. It's locked to my house. I ain't bring no key. I'm like, fuck. I reek. I reek of marijuana. So I'm like, yo, this ain't happening right now, man. So I take the weed that I have and I toss it in the bushes by my mom's house, like in front of my mom's house, and I just start walking around the block, around the corner, just trying to get this scent off me, because I'm gonna have to call my mom to come open the door for me. And it's like 11 at night too, and she sleeps. She gotta go to work in the morning. So I'm just walking around the block, just trying to get this off me. So I walk around for like 20 minutes. So then I finally call my, hey mom, I went outside just to catch some air, and I locked myself out. Catch some air. Yeah. I was just couldn't sleep. It was hot, I'm not used to this heat. It was just, Mike, where you going outside? Mom, no, just come open it. Oh my God, Mom, Jesus Christ. So my mom walking, I hear my mom walking down the stairs now all slow. So she opened the door. Now I'm waiting for her. I'm standing back a little bit so she can open the door and I can just walk in. So I'm like, how am I gonna do this to where it makes sense? So she opened the door and I'm like, yeah, wrong, what you say? And like I'm on the, Mikey! I'm like, Mom, come in, Mom, I'm on the phone. Jesus Christ! So she should get upset and walk back upstairs. I'm like, wait, Mom, Jay. So I close the door a little bit like I'm still on the phone. And then as soon as I just run back up in my room. I'm like, all right, that was close. Woo! I thought that was it. I thought I was going to find out I smoked weed right there. So anyway, the funeral is in Ocala, Florida. We live in Miami, right? So we have to drive there the next morning. So me and my mom get in the car. We drive to Stuart, Florida, where my aunt and her sons live. They also knew my aunt too. So we were all gonna go to the funeral together. So we stopped at Stuart. We all got in the car, and then we drove to Ocala. So at this funeral, I saw my father I haven't seen my father probably like 17 years. I'm seeing him for the first time in 17 years. I'm thinking like, and the last time he saw me, there was no Dormtainment. Last time he saw me was right before, it wasn't 17 years. It was.
The last time you seen him, he was 10. You said he was 27.
No. Okay. My math is.
You don't know shit about it.
So the last time he saw me was 18. And then this time I was 27, so 28. So 10 years now. 10 years he hasn't seen me. So last time he saw me, I just graduated high school, didn't know what I was going to do. But between this time, obviously we had Dormtainment. Everybody knows us. In Jamaica, they know us. Everybody knows. So I know he knows something. Family knows about everything I'm doing. So I know he knows about this thing we're doing. So in my mind, I'm going to this funeral, obviously to pay respect to my grandma and everything, and to my aunt and everything. But I'm also in the back of my mind, like, I'm about to see my dad. He gonna have to say something to me. Like, he gonna have to say something to me. I didn't know what I wanted him to say, but I was like, he gonna have to say something to me because, his son did something. So I'm at the funeral. We get there, seeing family. Still, my dad isn't there yet. So I get there. So we're there, and I'm walking around, and I think my mom asked me to go to the car for something. And as I'm walking outside to the car, I see my dad coming. So it's just me and him in the outside and under like the little canopy. Where it's like a hallway to get inside, and we're just me and him under there, and I'm like, hey, remember me? And now that I think about it, I feel like that's kind of like spiteful to say. I don't think that's necessarily something I would want my son to say to me. But also, I would want to be there for my son. But I don't think I would say that now, because I think that is kind of attack. It's an attackful. It's kind of a way to attack someone. But I said it at the time, and I was like, "Remember me?" And he's my dad's a very serious guy. He only jokes with my mom, or maybe only women. I don't know. He doesn't joke with me at all. But he be on the phone with me. How's the weather? You doing good in school? Is that your money? Good. Let me talk to your mother. And I hand my mom the phone. I just hear my mom. What the hell is he saying now? I don't get that energy. So with me, he be mad serious. So I see him. I'm like, you remember me? Yeah. How you doing? I'm good. How are you? I'm fine. Hey, mother. It's like, what I gotta do here, man? I haven't seen you in 10 years. I did all this stuff. So I remember my mom coming out at that time right after me, and then, yeah. I'm just like, man, this isn't right. But I was like, whatever, I'm not here for him. So we go through this funeral. Everybody's saying their thing. I go up there. I read the thing. I say my thing. And after the funeral, I start meeting some cousins that I haven't on my father's side that I haven't met in a while. And a lot of my cousins are like musically gifted. Like one is a classically trained pianist. So he's like, at this time, I know I'm just now picking up music, but I don't know nothing about music. So he's over there like, so I'm telling him, Lee, I'm doing music, man. He's like, yeah. He's like, yeah. Sometimes with the A sharp and then you go A flat major, you can get, or if you want to sound like this, you go C minor. And I'm like, nigga, what are you talking about? But it was just inspiring to see all of them like that. And we had lunch. And this is when I found out I was Jewish. So maybe it's a full story. I found out I'm Jewish and then drink. So this is when I found out I'm Jewish. So then I'm talking to my aunts and everybody at the funeral, and I was just like, you know what? I've always been curious about this in our family because in Jamaica they call us coolies. They called my family coolies. So that means that Middle Eastern people migrated to Jamaica and then, migrated with the people in Jamaica and then became this Indian version of Jamaicans, which they call coolies. So my family's kind of from that descent, from those type of people. So I asked my aunt, I was like, who's Indian in our family? And she looked at me, she stopped eating, she said, Mikey, we're not Indian. I was like, huh? I thought we were coolies. She said, no, we're Jewish. And I was like, what? So then she goes on to tell me this whole story about how my great-grandfather was Jewish and he helped Albert Einstein, and he shares the same last name as me. So I don't know, but I think I'm Jewish. So I was like, ooh, I can't wait to go back to Hollywood. But then I came out of Hollywood and they're like, it don't work like that. And I was like, all right, whatever, fuck y'all. But anyway, so after this funeral now, I'm feeling kind of like, I'm feeling kind of down. I ain't gonna lie. Emotionally,
You need some women attention.
I need some women attention, man. And I was gonna be in Miami for a long time, and Miami is not boring at all. But the weather and everything it gets gloomy, and you just want to for me that don't sound like thought weather to me. That sounds like layup and chill weather. And I just wanted to do something fun. I was gonna be in Miami. I wanted to have fun. And I knew I could because I had this huge check coming. I worked for a long time for a lot of money per day. I had this huge check coming. So I wanted to enjoy life a little bit, especially after this funeral and everything. So talking to my friend from Toronto, and I'm like, yo, you ever been to Miami? She's like, once, when I was like young. But, since they cheesed me. No, she didn't say cheese me. But she said, no, she hasn't been in a while. So I was like, dope. I was like, I'm out here. I'm going to be out here for a while. Just come out here. You take care of your flight, and I'll take care of the hotel and everything else. And she was like, okay. So we figured out what day she would come. It was like a week from the time we spoke about it. And we were like, bet. She was going to come a week from now. So bet. Check still ain't come yet, though. Check ain't come. Check ain't even close. I don't know when it's coming. I don't have.
Nigga moving off hope.
I'm moving off hope.
Life on the edge.
But I knew it was on its way because I had been in contact. I was like, it's gonna be here soon. And also, just to benchmark the dates, it was New Year's was on its way. So they had to. They were definitely trying. They were. It was like an agreement between us and them to get it out before the holiday. So, and at this time, this is how bad I was down too. I had no money. My mom had to pay for my flight. My phone was off. That's how bad I was down. I was texting off of Wi-Fi. It was bad. Okay? Waiting for this check. So, it's about to be Christmas, New Year's Eve, right? It's about to be this time. And my mom wanted to go drive to Stort. Not Ocala, but Stort, where her sister lives, and spend holidays with them. So, I was like, all right, bet. But I'm still worried because my check ain't come yet. And it's the day before Christmas. I mean, Christmas Eve. And I'm just like, man. I was like, we can go. We might as well go because I don't know what I'm going to eat here if we don't go. So that night, I go. That night, my mom comes home from work. And we pack up to drive to Stort. And right before we go to Stort, I'm like, Mom, let's check the mailbox one more time. Cause she didn't. I was like, you checked the mailbox when you came? She's like, no. I was like, let's check it before we go. She's like, okay. So we stop. I go. She gives me the key. I go in there. I open the mailbox. I see 2 letters. One has my mom's name on it. The other one has my name on it. It's the check, baby. So I'm like, let's go. God got me. God got me, man. Always and forever, God. Got me. So then I'm geeked, man. I'm like, yes, this is going to be a great holiday. Freak, man. So I go in the car and I'm selling out. I'm like, Mom, you want to see how much they pay your son? I was like, Mom, you want to see how much they pay your son to be on camera, Mom? Because I know I'm getting something big. So she's like, what, Mikey? You get attention. She's happy for me. She's like, oh, good, good, good. I know you was worried, all this stuff. So before we even drive off, I'm tearing the check open. I'm like, yeah, because I'm about to deposit shit on the phone. Ready. So I'm tearing the check open. I open it. I look at it. I'm like, oh, there must be another one in here. No. I just gotta. You ever get that hot feeling just overtake you?
Oh yeah.
That just.
Oh yeah.
Hot all over, hot. So the check ended up being not even half of what I was supposed to get, and here's why. In the beginning of this whole process, usually when I fill out forms to do work, I pay my taxes after, right? I don't do it. Right, like you could say, take it out when you give me the check, or you could say, I'll do it after. I usually do it after. This time, for some reason, I guess by accident, I wasn't paying attention. I put take it out now. So they took it out now.
Oh yeah. Uncle.
And this is the check came to me in Miami, but these taxes were LA taxes. And that money was. So let's just say it like this. I was supposed to, from my calculations of how much days I worked, I was supposed to get at least 5 G's.
At least
5 G's. And I said for 5 G's, I could pay my phone bill. I could stay in a hotel for 4 or 5 days. And I can even buy my mom something for Christmas. And come back home groovy. Come back home nice and fed, right? But for $1,200, I can't do that.
Shit.
1,200. I think it was maybe 19. Maybe 1,900. Maybe if it is. Still wasn't. I'm now everything I done said.
That don't even sound right. They shouldn't have been taking that much from you.
It was that much, bro.
That don't make sense.
You talking about LA stuff though. You talking about not only it took out everything, bro. They took out federal, all that stuff. It was like one of those things where they was taking out multiple things, bro.
I think Sally Mae may have tapped into that too.
Nah, cause Sally Mae got it. They would have took everything.
You did some miscalculation.
No, I didn't, bro. It's easy to say you getting paid this much a day, you work this many days. You know how much money that is. You know. And especially like you don't have to take anything out until the end. You know how much is coming in, but I haven't had that much come in with tax on top of it before. So that was surprising to me. So we drive in the store now, and I'm kind of like, the whole drive there, it's like 2 hours from where we live in Miami. I'm just like thinking, brainstorming, how I'm gonna make this work. This girl already got her flight. She pretty much ready to come here. I gotta make this work. So I was like, I'll figure it out. So we get to the store. First thing I do, pay my phone bill. Now my phone bill is joint with somebody. It's me and Emmanuel on the same phone bill together. And at the time, Emmanuel didn't have it either. So I had to pay the whole thing. So I was just like, bro, I got it. It's Christmas, whatever. I gotta take care of it. So it was like $200. So bam, $1,700. So I'm like, all right. That's about it. That's about all I could do right there, right? So then the next day, it was Christmas Eve or something. My aunts and my grandma, they all woke up and they wanted to go out shopping. So I went with them, and I was not buying anything. But then my mom came up to me. She was like, "Mikey, buy me this now," because she knew I had money, but she didn't know what I was planning on doing. So I was like, I could buy my mom. That's like, all right, I'll do it for her. I was like, this is your Christmas gift. She's like, all right. So she picked out a few things. I bought it for her, right? So I'm like, $1,500. So I'm like, I can't do nothing no more. So we went home, didn't do nothing, drove back home, and I'm like, I gotta sit on my hands literally until this girl comes. So you already know, it's like 3-4 days until she come. I'm buying food. I gotta eat somewhere somehow. People calling me, hey Mike, we about to pull. All right, let me just go. Just trying to spend 20 here. By the time the girl come, I got like $1,300 in my account. Budgeting bad. So the day comes where she's supposed to come, and I'm worried. Worried, right? Worried. It's not even. I've been in trouble with my mom and haven't been this worried before. I was worried. I didn't know what I was gonna do. I wanted to rent a car. I wanted to go on South Beach and get the nice hotel for a couple of days, because she was only here for like 5 days, right? But I wanted to get the best of the best. Just not even, I'm not saying it's tricking, but for me, I wanted to have a good time. I wanted to feel good. I had like a nice woman, had money. I wanted to feel good. I wanted to rent a car, all that stuff. All that out the window. I was just worried about getting a hotel. So the morning comes, she calls me. She's like, hey, the flight's delayed. It's snowing here. I'm like, oh, damn, for real? In my mind, thank God. God got me, man. He got me every time, dog, all the time. God got me. She's like, oh my God, I don't know. I'm like, damn, man. I'm like, yeah. I was like, hopefully it works out, because, man, that's crazy. You said nothing can come in? Whoa. Okay, just let me know. Yeah, let me know. So I hang up the phone. I go back to sleep. I'm like, please, God, just keep this. I still ain't booked a room yet, nothing. I'm working on it. I don't know what kind of time I'm working on. I'm just worried. So she calls me like 40 minutes later. Hey, they got something coming out. So I'm like, yeah? She's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, okay, so I'll see you in like 2 hours. I'm like, yeah, all right, cool. I'm like, fuck, man. All right, so I got to do this, right? So I go on hotels.com. I go on hotels.com, and I'm just like, I got to find the best deal. I'm like, this is like game day, right? I got to go on here, and I got to search my ass off for the best deal I could find. So I'm Googling everything. I'm Googling Yelp deals, anything I could, any link. I'm doing research. I've had to turn in papers that determine my whole grade and how I was going to live and if I was going to graduate. I haven't researched this hard like this. I'm in here looking up every hotel detail deal in the world. So I find this thing where they say, I don't know if they do it now, but it's like they don't tell you the price, but they guarantee that it's lower than a certain price. And when you book it, you see how much you paid. But it was like one of those things where it's like, yo, it could be really cheap, because the price that they were saying it wasn't gonna be, I was like, even if it's that, I'll be okay with it. It would be a lot for me, but it'd be okay with, because think about it, I had to spend 5 days on hotels. So if you say 200 a day, that's $1,000, and that leaves me with a couple $200 to eat.
300. You was at
13 to eat, to go out, to do stuff, to drink, all that stuff. So I'm looking for any deal I could find, right? So I booked this hotel for 2 nights for the first nights going in. I was like, if I can get these 2 nights, I'll worry about the other nights later. This is how I'm moving right now. It's crazy. I would not advise this. I'm telling y'all this so y'all don't do it. Mike did that, so y'all ain't had to. So the thing come up, boom, 178, 2 nights. Woo! That's not bad. I can do that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't bad. It was Fort Lauderdale. It was at a decent spot. It was like Los Olas. I was like, bad. I can do that. So then I booked it. Boom. Got 2 nights at this hotel. Down 170, down 200, because with tax it came out at like 200. So I'm like 1,100 now.
1,100.
So I'm like, okay.
winning.
No. We got this whole night to go and 4 more days. So I don't know how I'm gonna do it. But 2 days down. Oh yeah, you're talking about the other 3 days of hotel. 3 more days to worry about, right? Bomb. So now I got to get more creative because I'm like, all right, I got to make this 1,100 stretch. I don't have a car in Miami. I would have to Uber everywhere, right? Nah, Mike ain't gonna do that. So at the time, people could, Uber was fairly new still. So they were giving out, if people use your codes, you get a free ride. And I've been doing this a little, I did it a little bit and it worked actually. Like I got a ride or two. Oh shit. So I was like, I gotta go in. I gotta promote this like it is
Your album.
my album. So I take a sign and I make a funny. I do like a homeless post where I'm like, hey, don't I work for free rides, and I just put my code right there and I put LOL on it, made it seem funny. I was posting that everywhere, every day, but I was posting it everywhere for that, especially that day, right? And then within that day, I think I got like 3-4 rides. So like, let's go. So I take an Uber. I go to the hotel. But on my way to the hotel, her plane lands. She's like, I'm here. I'm like, yeah. I was like, hey, I'm going to send you this code for this Uber. Do this, and then take the free ride. Like, I'm giving her a free Uber. What you talking about?
Oh, man.
So I sent her an Uber, right? So while she's on her way, I got to think, God damn, I got to feed. We got to eat, right?
Absolutely.
I was like, yeah, so let me brainstorm this right quick. I was like, if I wait for her to come and decide what to eat, we gonna be spending a lot more money. Mm-hmm. And it's gonna take a lot longer. And she gonna order shit she probably not gonna eat. I was like, let me go take initiative and go get food on her behalf. That way I can control the price. So I hit her up, yo, it's getting late. Things about to close. What you let me get something. I'm gonna get something to eat. I'm gonna get you something too. What you need? She was like, oh, whatever you get is fine. Bet. So I'm walking up and down Los Olas Boulevard in Fort Lauderdale looking for the cheapest thing I could find. And this is Los Olas. This is Italian restaurants. There's all types of shit down here. So I'm looking for a burger joint, anything in the cut that I could walk into. So I see this little Greek place. It's like a little hole in the wall. I ordered some falafel, some chicken and rice. I gave her the chicken and rice, ate the falafel. She came in, she ate the chicken and rice. Thank you so much. I'm like, hey, anything you need. So we in the hotel. So now, let me set this up for you. She already kind of felt away because 2 things. One, she didn't feel I was super excited about her coming. Wasn't that I wasn't excited. I was scared. I didn't know what I was going to do. So she felt that energy, but she took it as something else. She took it as I didn't care for her to come. Then, 2, at the time, I was still in contact with my ex. Now I know what y'all saying. Oh, here we go. Yeah, just like a nigga. Me and my ex were legitimate friends. It's been a year since we had dated, and we were legitimate friends. We were like serious friends, strictly friends. So while I was in Miami, I was hanging out with her here and there. And I wasn't like hiding it. I wasn't saying like, "Oh, I'm not doing nothing." I was like open with it. Oh yeah, I was hanging out with her, and I would tell her like, "Yeah, we went here today. We went to go get something to eat today." And not only that, like, you know, just passingly, I'll probably post something with her on my Snap while I was in Miami. So she's back in Toronto looking at all this, just feeling ways. So when she came, I felt that energy, and I was like, "You all right?" So she's like, "Yeah, you know. I just feel like you know." She starts telling. So I'm like, what? It's like, nah, I'm like, we're friends. I was like, it's nothing. Yeah, but it doesn't seem like that. And all this stuff. So I'm like, oh God, here we go. But I try to confront her, and we kind of settled it that night, right? So then the next morning comes. So we day 2 in, right? First night, out the way. That's paid for. Second night, we got 2. But I still got to take care of food and stuff. And activities. Mm-hmm. So, second day, I'm like, yeah. So, I guess we got to eat breakfast, huh? So, I'm like, all right. So, could have went somewhere cheaper, but you got to pay for it. In order to do that, you got to pay for Ubers and stuff, right? So, it was like, let's just try to find something in the area. So we ended up going right downstairs to the hotel's diner, or they had a restaurant down there. Nice restaurant right on the beach and everything. So we go down there, we order. I'm ordering very modestly. She didn't order too much either, but we ordering, and you know, I'm like, okay, I can cover this. I got $1,100. I was like, you know, what's this gonna come out to? $40, $50. Still, you know, it's cutting in. I still got to pay for hotels. But I'm like, all right. And I don't know when this next hotel or where it's coming from, because you gotta remember, I got that last hotel on a deal. And if I was a good risk taker, I would have booked all 5 days and got it for that price. But going again, I'm not gonna get that same hotel or that same price, because it was that kind of thing, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't know where this is coming from, but we'll figure it out. So we eating right now. This is what's important. What's happening now? So we eating. And we talking, we have a conversation, and then this white guy pulls up in this older white guy pulls up in this like muscle car, bright color, loud. He pulls up, everyone's looking, he walks out, older white guy, he sees us, and he's like, "Oh, hey, you guys are a beautiful couple." And you know, he's smiling, laughing, talking, and then he says goodbye, and then he walks off, goes and enjoys. Like, he goes into the restaurant, sits down to eat. So we ask for the check. The waiter comes, "Oh, don't worry about it, he took care of it." I looked at him like, nigga.
You know what that magic color
is. And here's the thing. It was kind of an insult, because I know that old man wanted to fuck my girl. Yeah. I know he wanted to stun on her. I know he wanted to stun on all of us. But at that moment, stun on, brother. Stunt on. Stun on, like that.
Still at 1100.
So I'm still at 1100. Thankful to be at 1100, right? So now we got to do stuff. That's the scary stuff. So I'm on Groupon.
This nigga is finding the loopholes.
Loopholes of life, man. It's stressful.
Fellas, you don't want to be here.
You don't want to be here, guys. This is not worth it. Stay home and save your money. I could have had $1,900 in my account just chilling. I've been mad that I lost it in tax, but I've been like, hey, whatever. But no, I'm out here spending it all, trying to survive for what? Trying to do what for what? Anyway, so I'm on Groupon. So I'm on Groupon while she in the bathroom and shit. So I'm like, yo, you trying to get a massage? So she's like, oh yeah, that'd be dope. So in my head, and probably in her head, we thinking like massage at a fancy resort, by the beach, water, everything, right? Beautiful. It was at Massage Envy. In Pembroke Pines. If y'all know, this is like, now we in the suburbs. We done went from the beach to the suburbs to go get a massage, right? So On the way to massage, we order Uber. Me and her get in an argument. So the lady who's driving us is talking about a certain sign. She's like, "What sign are y'all?" The lady who's driving us in the Uber, she loves signs. And the girl I'm dating at the time from Toronto loves signs too. I'm all about astrology, right? Then the girls, you guys, run. So they're bonding over astrology. I'm just there listening, you know. So then the lady who's driving is a white lady. She says, "Yeah, you know who you need to watch out for? Those Scorpios." And the girl, my ex, guess what she is? And obviously she know that because she asked. So she look at me, just giving me, and I'm like, "Hey, you about to piss me off." Cause she doing it on purpose. Every time the girl's saying something, she just kind of like side-eyed me and like kind of like, I'm like, "Hey, you pissing me off." What? I'm like, "You stop that." So we get to the massage place, everybody mad. They in there, the music is all tranquil. "Guys, we're gonna give you a nice bath and we're gonna take yours." And we're just like. So we go into the, they put us in the couples booth. So we in there both getting a massage together, both mad at each other. So then they leave us to get dressed after we done. So she said, "Did you enjoy?" She's trying to act like nothing happened. I said, "I wish I could." Nah, here's where I could have been more mature, guys. If this was now, first of all, I shouldn't have been in this situation, but if this was now, I would have probably just said, you know, try to dead it and yeah, I was good. How about yours? And just kept it moving. Talked about it later. But I was like, I wish I could have enjoyed it. So she was like, "Why couldn't you?" So I'm like, "You know why." I was like, "Why you brought all that stuff up right before we got in here, man? Talking about," I was like, "You didn't have to do that." So she's like, "Oh, every time we talk about her, you get all sensitive. So that becomes the whole thing, right? So we argue all the way back to the hotel. In the Uber, all the way back to the hotel. So we get to the hotel. We like, after like an hour arguing, "You hungry?" Yeah. So, all right, bet. So now we got to go eat. So we go eat, pay for it, come back up, and we go to bed. So the next morning, it's time. We're on the run now. We got to go. We got to get out of this hotel. Got to find another one. So I wake up early that morning before she do. And I'm on hotels.com. And I am going to work. So I'm trying to find the same deal I was trying to find earlier. Couldn't find it. Well, it's not even that I couldn't find it. No, actually, I couldn't find it. So what I had to do now was just find the cheapest one I could find for a day. So I find one for $199. Didn't look that bad. It looked good on the pictures. We get there. It's one of these roach motels. It's a shit show. Bathroom look like the 70s. And this is New Year's night. So
That's why I come into the store.
So we in this hotel. It's New Year's night. Now the balance is 18? No. $800. $800. Probably a little less because it's $200 plus tax and stuff. At the Roach Motel. And it's New Year's night. So
All the baddies.
Big night in Miami.
Oh, yeah.
big night in Miami.
That's when the big boy
Come
came
on.
down to the city. That's when I came to the city.
So now we gotta do something tonight, right? So niggas is pulling their resources. So I'm hitting up everybody I know. What's going on tonight?
Yeah.
Hopefully it's nothing expensive. So then one of our road DJs, DJ Bree, he he's well known in Miami. He was throwing like a house party kind of thing in the hood. So I was like, "Hey, we could go to South Beach." We could go down there, but I was like, all you gonna see is tourists trying to feel. I was like, you want to go to real Miami? You want to see some juking? You want to see some the spirit of the city? We about to take you there tonight. She's like, okay, whatever. I just want to be with you. I was like, yeah. So things are looking up. I'm like, I got a free place to go.
Oh, yeah.
Still got
800.
800 and what? 2 more nights to go.
Yeah.
Yep. 2 more nights to go. So I'm like, things aren't that bad right now. And I got a free Uber to go to. I got another free Uber to go to the party. So we hop in the Uber. We go to the party. We get there, we having fun, we talking. No one's really there yet because we got there early because I was trying to beat the surges. Because even with the free thing, I think it was only a certain limit. So I'm trying to beat the surges. So we get to the party and we talking, we enjoying ourselves. And I see her kind of start getting like her mood start changing. And I'm like, what's wrong? She like, nothing. I'm like, what's wrong? So I'm just thinking like, if you were with her all week, why don't you just be with her now?
Oh man, I almost throw up listening to that.
So I'm like, we trying, why? So I just don't get it. Like, if you love her, just like, I was like, that's my friend now. Like, I was like, I'll never be with her again. Why are you saying this? She's like, it doesn't seem like you're over her. And I was like, look, man, I don't know what more I can say. I'm done. So I walked off, pissed. I go into the party. Cam and Chaz over there juking. I go over there. We juking. I'm juking the night away. I'm juking the night away. Back to my Miami self, right? She goes off and finds some other crowd to hang with. Some girls that found her. And they, oh my God, you know, girls are. Then they went off, right? So I didn't see her for the whole night. Yep, still going. So then, maybe like 30, 40 minutes pass by. She comes up to me, hey, I'm leaving. Where are you going? I'm going with the girls. Bet. Because at this point, I don't care no more. I'm actually trying. I'm like, you know what? Actually, this need to end because, yeah, I got $800 left. I don't even know if I can do this. This needs to end. So she goes off with the girls. I stay at the party for a little bit. I get a ride back to the hotel. Actually, I was like, I'm keeping one of these free rides. I never know when I'm gonna need it. I think I had one free ride left. So she I get to the hotel. I'm waiting on her. She don't come for like another 3 hours, like 2 of them, 3 in the morning. So she comes in, and I'm just in the bed asleep. I'm like a mad woman. I'm just like, cause I'm mad, and then she not there. So she gets in. She try to put her arm around me. I'm not even asleep, but I'm acting like I'm asleep. So then the next morning we wake up and we talking. It's like, I'm like, yo, what is it? Well, it didn't seem like you wanted me there, so I just left. I'm like, I didn't want you there. So we arguing about that now. So we make up. All right, look, let's just enjoy the rest of these 2 days. Let's get through this, and let me look for another hotel. Because we definitely got to find one. We got to get out of here in a few hours, right? So go back on the app. Hotels.com. Now things are getting expensive. It's New Year's. You know what I'm saying? People are still here. People are still enjoying this holiday. It's January 1st. Yeah, it's January 1st, literally. And things are expensive. So and I can't go like inwards, like to Pembroke Pines. Like I could. I gotta keep it out here. Gotta keep it on the beach. Jeez, man.
Is everything.
Man. So I found one spot for like $350 a night. So now we on our way to this place using my last free Uber. I got about $450 left? 500. And not to mention, we've been eating, so I probably got like 300 left. We've been eating. We've been having to eat. We had to eat these past weeks.
That's it right here.
You wanted that nigga to come back.
Huh?
You want that rich dude to come back that paid for y'all man.
Oh yeah, I wish he could have sponsored the whole rest of the week. So I'm just like, man, not only am I pissed about like how everything's kind of going, because to me it's like she's kind of just using this girl like as a way to kind of just ruin everything. But it's like, for me, if you were feeling this way, why you can't? We could have saved all this. You could have just said, hey, I don't like how that's going. I'm not gonna come there. I bet. But you came just to kind of like, for me, put it in my face. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So this is the day before the last day she's supposed to be here. And we got this hotel. And I got probably 300, 280 left. I still ain't got no ticket to go home. I don't know when I'm going home. I don't know how I'm going to eat for the rest of the time I'm here.
It's just down bad.
I might have enough for one night at a hotel, at another hotel, not even this one. And I booked after we got into that hotel, I kind of just sat down and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna need you to book the next night.
Oh man.
She was like, okay. And she said okay, but I knew, especially
yeah.
after all that arguing and
That's
stuff.
it.
I knew.
That's it.
So now we just in the hotel because there's really nothing else we can really do.
Yeah,
We go to the pool. We go eat at the bar. We come back. There's really nothing too much we can do. The girl who took her the other night, hitting her up. Hey, let's go out tonight. What are you guys doing? Let's all meet up. Hey, the girl wants to meet up. Hey, I don't really like that girl like that. I don't really like the way she disrespectful. I don't really want to be around her like that. Just trying to make up excuses, not. So we sitting in there, just literally looking at each other. Next thing I know, so Drake wants me to come by. Huh? Drake wants you to come by. Yeah, he just texted me. I told him I was in Miami. He said, "Why are you in Miami?" I just told him I'm here with my friend. He said I should come by. I said, do what you.
Nigga hurt.
It's nothing you can do. There's no winning that. It's over.
No, I don't have to go. I was like, no, it seemed like you asking me. Why are you asking me for me to go if you want to?
Go.
No, I don't have to go. I'm just telling you. So we thugging out the rest of the day. We in the evening all the way up until the night now. Night come, we go downstairs. Homegirl gets brought up again. We start the bickering. We go back upstairs. We still bickering. I said, you know what? I think it's my time to go. And she said, you're leaving? I said, we can't do too much more of this. I said, this is not good right now. It's not good. I said, it's best that I just go. And she was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. La, la, la. So I just packed my things, I walked outside, and I called the girl that she was complaining about. So can you come get me from this? Because I don't have no more Ubers.
Yeah.
I can't afford to spend no more money on no Ubers. I think at this point, I'm down to like 100 or something. I'm down $100 or something dollars. I was like, you need to come get me. She came and got me. I drove back home. She dropped me at home, my mom's house. The next day, I think I hit up Cam, and I was like, Cam, I need to go back home, dog. And Cam was like, yes, I can't do this no more, man. I need help with the ticket. I was like, you can send me 100 or something. He's like, all right. Cam sent me some money. I booked the ticket, and I was home the next day. And when I got home to these sheets, back into my bed, I said, I'm never leaving here again. I said, I got back home, and not only to get back home was a struggle too, because after the plane ticket and the Uber to the airport and all that stuff, by the time I got to LA, I was $0. I had nothing. So even me getting home, I had to get on the flyway, and when I got on the flyway, I wasn't aware that you had to pay for the flyway. But when I got off on the flyway on the bus, I was like, oh, ain't nobody asked me to pay. And I just kind of just walked out, not knowing you had to walk back through and pay. So I kind of just walked out, and I didn't know I wasn't supposed to do that. And I think I had enough money to catch an Uber back home, and I caught an Uber back home. And when I got home, I was like, I'm never, ever leaving this house again.
Cause you just think back and you're like, I had $1,900.
But hold on, but then you said you heard a song later, right? That you expected was about
fair
you.
trade, but
Can you pull up the lyric from your own?
I got you right now. I know exactly.
So this is what are we in 2020? When that album came out? 2022? This year?
Last year, 2021.
CLB.
Mm-hmm.
So CLB comes out 2021. Everybody's anticipating this album. First day, you're gonna listen. It's been like 4 years since this incident, and Drake puts out this song "Girls Love Girls," where I'm from. Girls Love Girls, and I'm listening to the album. I'm like, okay, I like some of this stuff. I'm listening. Okay. So Girls on Girls come on. Girls Like Girls come on. I'm listening to it. Drake's rapping, and he says this line right here. All right, here you go. He says this line right here. Niggas tell you that they love you. No, you gotta pull it up.
Yeah, okay, just click the album. All right, here we go.
Girls.
And that was the girls. They had Girls Want Girls with your little baby, and it was. Is it the first verse? Let me see.
Say you just got to Miami, need hotel rooms.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Niggas told you that they love you, but they fell through.
Hey, you just got to Miami, need hotel rooms. Niggas told you that they love you, but they fell through.
I listened to the album like.
Niggas told you that they fell through.
So I text the guys immediately. This nigga Drake talking about me. So they're like, laugh. They FaceTime me. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? So I point out the line. They just start laughing. I told them the whole story. They're like, you gotta come on the thing and tell the story. And that was the time that the title says.
Granted, he could have done this to other people.
Definitely.
But
this felt personal. This felt personal. I felt it, and maybe
Miami's very specific.
Miami's the hotel
room.
Falling through. All those three things apply to me.
So she went to Drake that night.
Oh, you know.
I don't know what she did.
Come on, Cam. Stop that.
But why wouldn't she?
Stop that.
I would have went to Drake if he invited me.
It's funny you said during one part of the story that she like feel no ways. And I was like, that's one of my favorite songs. And you know, on there he had who is it that got you all gassed up, changing your opinion on me? I was only gone for the last few months, but you don't have time to wait on me. So he felt that when he was like, who's changing your opinion? He's like, why you doing it in Miami? Come through.
What you doing?
And then he hit Mike with what's the line?
He said, hey, and you just got to Miami, need hotel rooms. Niggas told you that they love you, but they fell through.
Damn. Mike made me on to something, man.
Nah, I'm not on to nothing. Hey,
I'm not on to
not at that point. Listen, guys. Where the mistake I made was inviting her.
Yeah.
Inviting her. That's the mistake I made.
All right, we are a minute until this is a full hour story.
Wow.
Just tell us what you would have did if the money did come the way you thought it was.
Oh man.
What would have been the
Well, here's the thing. I think. All right. So here's what I would have did. I would have got one hotel room in a nice place for the whole time. Maybe even Fort Lauderdale. I would go back to Los Oaks because the one in the first 2 nights were nice.
Okay.
I was doing good. Like you would have thought, oh, everything's great. It started getting bad right after that. But I would have went. I wouldn't have went too flashy. I would have got a Prius or something just comfortable, something light, but just something to take us here and there. But I would have went to mad restaurants. I would have went to a lot of nice restaurants. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all a nigga really want to do, you know.
Man, I'm telling you, the running theme, man, for niggas, man, the things we do, and that's the thing with this story. Y'all already.
I didn't need to do all that.
You didn't need to do all that.
I didn't need to do all that.
You didn't need to do all that.
This actually made the relationship worse.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it was the things were already there that weren't discussed that need to be brought up.
You needed a little impress a little bit.
It wasn't even that I wanted to impress. I wanted to have fun.
You just want to.
Because honestly, this is like I thought it was gonna be my first time in the city with a check like this in my hometown. You know what I'm saying? At that time, I never been in my city with like a good amount of money. I was like, oh shit, I could do everything in Miami. I got a girl who looks good. I'm in Miami. Let's do Miami. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny in hindsight, even $5,000 in Miami really
ain't nothing.
I mean, you can swing it.
You can swing
$5,000
it.
in Miami.
You can swing it, but
you ain't gonna be live and
yeah.
You know.
It'll be because even like a nice place is like $1,200 a night. A really nice place.
Not on hotels.com when you search it. You would have found it.
I would have found it.
But I was gonna say the last thing I was gonna say was where you went wrong when she said the snow and everything. You should have said, you know what? Don't even worry about it. I want you to be safe. This sounds sketchy, you know. You saying it's a blizzard. I don't want you to be trying to go through all this. We can do this another time.
Let's postpone.
That's what you should have done
like 2
right
weeks.
there.
Maybe give me like 2 weeks. You can meet me in Atlanta or something.
But you tried to play it cool by saying, all right, just let me know. Nah, you should have vetted it right there.
Well, that's definitely a lesson I've learned in life is to be upfront and be honest with your emotions, even if you feel like it's going to hurt the other people's. Because if I was like that, it wouldn't even have got to that day. It would have got to, I would have stopped that probably before she even came, right? I would have said, hey, look, I know I told you to come.
Not right now.
Even if I would have had to pay her back for the tickets, it would have been better than what happened. You know what I'm saying? Hey, let me send your money back. Let me send you your money back, and let's work out another time for you to come and see me in LA or something.
Yeah, you had all the excuses if you did want to lie. Like, hey, my mom I gotta be here with her. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But we respect you.
It
Shot
happens.
the shot.
It happens,
It
man.
breaks, but you did it.
We all got to go through it. It happens.
So disappointing, man.
It pissed you off.
I know it's bad, bro. Like I'm disappointed in myself just saying that story,
Put
bro.
it in the music, man. Put it in the music.
Damn, bro.
Drake did.
Jesus Christ.
That's why people like his music. He honest.
Yeah.
He's vulnerable.
All right.
Guys.
Y'all look out for my next song. Drake Took My Girl.
Yes. Moral of the story, guys. Don't do it, man. Stay home, man.
Don't go above your means.
Don't go above your means.
You gotta have it. It's like renting an apartment. Going out with a girl is like renting an apartment. You gotta have it 4 times.
Yeah, you need to have about 3-4 times.
Yeah, you need to have it 3-4 times.